Right, so here you are. You can straight away see that we're going for a comic book look. So we literally have a panel of the comic, the little text at the top, and we have our Batman who can walk left and right. You can face into the screen, face towards you. You can do flying kicks, you can do low kicks, and you can throw some punches. He can also, when we find it, climb ladders and ropes and go down ladders as well. Now the other control that you don't have is, so the movement is just left, right, up, down on its own. The fighting controls are hold down the fire key and do what you need to do. Fire and down though is the unique one. That opens up the inventory and control system. You see we've got a percentage indicator that tells us how far into the adventure we've done. We've got strength, energy, damage, and a timer because we are against the clock in this game as well. But I do want to show you these two options here, the ink and the paper. First one, let's just go for, we'll look at the ink first. So remember that. We can switch the whole thing into monochrome. It's not quite monochrome. Some areas have a bright attribute and some of them don't. And that makes it quite clear, you see, that Batman will pick up the color that is behind him. You see the attribute there shining white, bright and white, shining through. If we switch back to color, which I will stay on for the review, it's just a little bit clearer there. You can see the yellow and the blue. So previously we talked about how do you deal with color clashes. What do you give priority to? Do you give priority to the background graphics or to the foreground character? In the sense of Batman The Caped Crusader, we are giving priority to the background graphics. Now the paper icon allows us to, so if we have it in blue for example, that allows you to set the color of the paper that you're on in the background as well. I think we're going to pop that over to yellow for this game. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm going to keep that on blue actually. There we go. RIP allows you to auto death. That brings you back into the game. That allows you to save and load where your status are. That's a drop things, and that's a use things. So we'll get to them in a second. So here we are. So here's the other innovation. It is a flip screen adventure, but each screen is a slightly different size. So it gets overlaid onto the previous screen. And they appear as comic panels. It's a very subtle thing, because you could still do these as normal screens. But no. Okay, insert the disc, and there's a disc on the floor. So to do that, we do the inventory. But pickup is just, we're over something. We can use fire and down. Insert the disc. Okay, so if I go to the inventory menu, can I use that? The games people play. Cryptic hint for later. So over here we had a nose. I know it's a nose because I've picked it up previously, and it makes you invisible for a little bit, but I've no idea what it's for yet. So we'll just leave the nose there. Game itself, map is actually in layers. So we have a door here, which brings you a layer to the front, and then you have a cave, which gives you a layer to the back. You also work vertically as well. You'll see that when we get out into Gotham. So this is a three-dimensional map. So you have the layers going into and out of the screen. You have a going across the screen as normal, and you will find that you'll also have screens in the vertical as well. There are a lot of layers physically in this game. Aha! The Batarang. So now we have the Batarang. We can equip the Batarang. And now instead of just punching to the right or the left, we shall throw Batarang. It mysteriously appears back in our hand afterwards, but hey, it's the Spectrum. What do we have here? We have lockpick. Over here. Now, there's one thing, of course, you'll notice there that when we come back to that, the images of the previous captions hadn't been done. So they're not stored in memory. They're just literally, the screen is given this effect. So if we just go into the inventory, we come back again. So you slowly clear away. We're not using the Batmobile in this game. That's a shame. That's a bomb. It's a red herring, I believe, or I've not worked out what to do with it yet. So we should just leave that here. Go back out into the screen. The games people play. SFX, who of course are the coding team, but we're also given the handy cartoon caption of way out. So this takes us out of the Batcave, which is sort of warm-up section, get a hang of the controls, see what everything is doing, and get used to the game. And that's it really. You go out, you find things, you use objects. Pretty much what you would see in most other adventures. So you think of the likes of Dizzy as a good example here. It's the same idea.